Well, we'll just wait and see if anybody shows up. It is a Knife Lives day. I don't know if anybody's going to show up for this live or not, but I'll give it a few minutes and we'll see if anybody actually pops into the stream today. Oh, there's somebody. There's Dawn. All right. So, hey, Dawn, how you doing? I don't know how many people will get today after all the Knife Lives live streams that went on in the last 24 hours. I just figured since it was scheduled, I would hop on for a little bit and see if anybody showed up. So we'll give it a few minutes and we'll see if anybody else pops in. Oh, there's Bobo too. All right. So I got two people. That's good. There's at least two of you guys. I had a meeting all day this morning at work, got back a little while ago in time for this. So we'll see what happens. Bobo and Dawn, thank you. Thank you guys for popping in. Uh, we'll see how long we go. We'll see if some more folks show up. I know there's a lot of fatigue from not doing Knife Lives. Sharp Guy ATX is here. All right, good deal. All right, so there we go. Some people are starting to pile in. As always, I'd like to say thank you to anybody who rewatches this broadcast, who listens remotely on a mobile device. I appreciate that as well. I know some people just cast it into their car while they drive. What's up, Ed? Ed Harrison is in here as well. So let's start out with greetings. We got Neil, who dropped in earlier to leave a message for me. Neil McKenzie, good friend of mine. He says, "New record day, everything but the girl, love not money, mint US promo." Nice. Neil is a big music fan and a vinyl record collector like myself. And obviously, this camera that we're doing the lives with is courtesy of Neil. I will be buying it off him eventually, but it's on loan for now. All right, so we got Dawn in here. One of my minions is first person in today, besides Neil leaving a comment before he probably went off to work. Bobo's here. Bobo, thank you very much, by the way. Bobo sent me a Rosecraft knife to give away in a future giveaway. It'll probably be rolled into the Christmas giveaways, and it will just improve the quality of the prizes for that, which is going to be next month. We've got Sharp Guy ATX in here. He says, "Hey, family." Ed Harrison says, "What's up, Eionan's Edge?" I'm doing well. Back's feeling pretty good. O'Neill is in here. There he is. Says, "Hello." What's going on, brother? Don Ray says, I just came in from community cleanup. We cleared down trees from the fire roads. Phew, tired. Yeah, I bet. Well, you get to just sit and chill out for an hour or so while we talk and converse. So that doesn't take a whole lot of energy. Grab a refreshing cold drink and sit down and hang out for a little bit. Stephen Wallace is here. What's up, my man? Thanks for jumping in today. This is just very impromptu. I wasn't sure I'd be back from the staff meeting today in time for this, but once I was, I figured I would jump in. Darnell's here as well. He says, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" So 10 people. I'm impressed. There's 10 of you guys in here already. Good deal. A few pieces of information to hand out once we get going here, but generally speaking, I didn't script anything for today or put anything together, so we'll just go with it. We'll see how things roll. I'm just glad to be back healthy enough to sit in a chair and do a live stream today with you guys. Marcos, my man. Greetings going on. What's going on? Eionan's Edge. Brother, just wanted to say hi, but Knife Rights 24 is still going. I know. That's why I didn't know how many people I would get for this at all. You can always just put Knife Rights on another tab and let that run on low volume while you come over here for a little while, or vice versa. Marcos, while you're here, I have yours, the two prize winners, which you are one of, obviously. I have that stuff packaged up, but because I was kind of down for the count with my back this week, I did not get to send that stuff out. My plan is to go Monday after work and get all of those packages mailed out to people who won them in the last giveaway for Halloween. Nick Riggy's in the house too. He says, "Hi, E and all, just dropping in for a few tonight." Thank you, brother. I wasn't sure that I'd be home in time to even do the live today. I did make it. I know Knife Lives is still going on, so I figured I'd just pop on for an hour or so, roll some people in the community in here, say hi, let them know I'm back and I'm able to feeling well enough to do live streams for the day. So while I got Nick in here, don't forget, coming up probably right at the end of the year, shortly thereafter, the Riggy jersey, once again, will be available, and you do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss out on the chance to get one of these knives from Nick. This a prototype, but he will have these available probably at the top of the first of the year or shortly thereafter for pre-orders. And it is a knife you do not want to miss out on. Let's see who's in here. Who else has got comments here? So we got some greetings. Dawn Ray says, glad you're feeling better. I am. Mrs. Edge is doing well too. She's in between her first and second treatment in her second half of chemo, but she's feeling pretty good this week, so that's good. Marco says, oh, okay, we're looking forward to those two ones. Yes, sorry, I would have gotten them out on Tuesday or Wednesday, or maybe even Thursday, but I was down for the count for a couple days, and then I got back to work and just came home and pretty much ate and went to bed that night. So hopefully, if everything works out good, Monday after work, I'll get over to the post office and I will get the 2 prize packs mailed out. You won 2, Dwayne won 1 as well. How's Miss Sedge doing? She's doing really, really well, as I just mentioned. Nick says, glad to hear that. I've been popping in and out of some of the lives as I could. Yeah, it's tough. I like I said, I had a staff meeting that took up the whole morning today, and just got back from that. But things are going well. The new positions worked out really well. It's been a smooth transition for me, and my wife is doing well as me. So that's good. It's right now things are going as well as they could be. We also got a surprise this week. My daughter was supposed to come out here for Christmas for about 3 or 4 days over the Christmas holidays, and her and her husband and my new granddaughter, who I haven't met. I haven't got to see my kids who live back in California for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. So she was planning on coming out, and we just found out this week, just the other day, that my son and his wife and my grandson are coming out as well at the same time. So we're going to have our kids here and our grandchildren here for Christmas. So that's good news, and that has been a real big boost and shot in the arm for Mrs. Edge as well. She's doing good though, and she put a lot of gallery stuff together, a lot of artwork and a lot of stuff that she sells in the art gallery for the holidays. And that stuff has already gone into the gallery. I took it all over there this past week, and some of it's already started to sell. So good deal. Exciting. Yes, all the families and prayers for Nick. Thank you, sir. Don says, nice family are all coming. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit stressful in a way because I wasn't necessarily expecting to have, all of them here at once, but I'm totally thrilled that they're coming. So we'll make that work one way or the other. And really, really happy about that. I mean, like I said, I haven't got to see our kids and our grandchildren for almost 4 years because of the pandemic and some other stuff. So that's going to be great. We're really looking forward to that. I don't expect there'll be a lot more people in here. So if you want to throw up your pocket checks and let me know what you're carrying today, that would be awesome. And then I'll show you what I had in my pocket today. I actually took a knife out, but I've got a couple other knives over here. Plus, I'm going to show you a knife that I'm going to review next week, and that'll give you kind of a little sneak peek too for stopping in and spending a little time with me today. I don't know how long we're going to run for, probably an hour, unless a bunch more people jump in, but it'll be fun. We'll just hang out and chill for a little while. Awesome news, said Bubble. Yes, you're blessed. I totally agree. And Marcos says, my nephew just went through his last go of chemo, and they harvested his brother from marrow, and they're now putting it in him. He will beat his leukemia, so I totally feel what you're going through. Yes, and related to that, Marcos, my wife has been getting injections, which she still gets now, but she only has to get them once every 3 weeks instead of after 3 of them after every week of treatment like the previous. And what that is it's designed to make her create more bone marrow or create new bone marrow, boosts that, and then that helps to create white blood cells, which obviously she needs to keep her immune system at a certain level. Anyway, so that's been good, and that's she's tolerated that pretty well. But yeah, the family's coming out for Christmas. They're going to be here from Christmas Eve until that following Wednesday morning, which is the same morning that that my wife starts doing does her last round of chemo. So that is a good time. Let's see. Pocket checks. Petrified fish mini beluga. The Chavez 229 for Bobo. Nice. Bringing the heat. Dawn Ray has, I have more than pocket lint this time. I have a Sativian SD139. There you go. Right? So you finally got in there with some kind of budget knife, and now you got something in your pocket. Very cool. Once again, I know there's only 10 of you guys in here, but the Tuesday before Christmas is going to be my channel anniversary and the holiday special, and the 12 presents, each one of those will have a knife in it, just so you guys know. So you're going to have at least 12 chances to win a knife and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you don't want to miss that when it comes up, okay? Nick says he's got the Herman Sting in his pocket today. That's cool. Bama Ninja is here. Bama Ninja just jumped in. He says minions carry knives. Be up at Eionan's Edge. Correct. He's caught the hashtag for Instagram, Jason Brown's Be Up hashtag, and my YouTube handle, which is at Eionan's Edge. So thank you, brother. He says my phone is possessed. I don't know. It's funny, but I obviously I feel for you. Anyway, pocket checks. If you're in here, throw up a pocket check for me. Let me know what you're carrying today. Because I had a staff meeting and because I'm back home for the rest of the day, I am only carrying a couple things right now. I am carrying, as always, a Swiss Army Knife Classic SD. I am carrying a Olight i1R2 Pro. So we can get that to focus a little bit. Come on. Anyway, there it is. That's the i1R2 Pro in light blue. They call it light blue. And then I also have a light blue. I have a light blue Wee Banter in S35 VN. Come on, baby. You can do. There it goes. And I'm hoping to get some unlocked composite scales for this knife when they're available again. I'd like to switch this over and put those carbon fiber scales on there. There we go. And then finally, I am carrying a microfiber version of a Mrs. Edge Hank with the paisley embossing on it, which is kind of cool. I like it. So that's all I got for today. I had another knife in my pocket this morning, but I felt it's kind of silly considering what I was doing today, so I took it out. So that is what I am carrying in my pocket. In my pocket. My phone is possessed. I still love it. Let's see. Neil's got the Grow EF974. Cool. Ed Harrison is flipping his Hogue Deca and a Benchmade Mini Freak. The Deca is one of my favorite knives. The Gen 2 Deca in 20 CV. That might be in that category. That might be one of my favorite kind of small, bug out type knives. I always call it the bug out killer. Ed Harrison, my legendary brother Ed Harrison is in the house. Arnell says he's carrying the Jig Titanium Penguin. Got it from Jason Brown event, Tree Stabbing Troy. Love it. I'm curious. I want to know who claimed from the Jason Brown raffle. I would be interested to know who claimed the 3 grippers. I wonder if the very first person that won the first winning ticket claimed those 3 grippers. True story. Originally, the production sample of the gripper was going to actually I was going to acquire that from Dave. Not the production prototype, right? So there was the custom, which I reviewed, and then the production prototype, which I reviewed. And then I was going to review the actual knife that got produced and released and people bought. But Dave and I had sort of had a verbal agreement about the production prototype, and when that was all finished up. But then when the Jason Brown thing happened, obviously I was like, yeah, go for it, dude. Uh, so I will get my hands on the Jason Grant gripper at some point, but it wasn't going to be one of those. So I was just interested to see who actually decided to claim those, because that total dollar wise, that was definitely the most expensive thing, I believe, in that whole raffle that was going on. But it's great that they sold $6,500 worth of tickets or whatever it was. So the raffle did its purpose. It says "Be up." Byron Kennedy's in here now too. He says, "Hey, Eionan's Edge, Mrs. Edge, and all the minions here. Yep, thanks for stopping by. I knew it would be a slow day here in the live, just because we had knife lives all through the night and into today. But I figured I would jump on and see who jumped in there. Lots of greetings going on. So Bamanin just throwing up his pocket check. If you just came in, please throw up yours. Best at Casta, Asher Douglas, and the Vero Fulcrum with an Olight Mini Warrior 2. Byron's throwing out some more greetings. Mike Reese popped in. He says, "Hey, just popping in to say hi at the park with the kids in limited cells, still carrying the Orion knife, Solaris, and the Scorpio." Very nice, Mike. Thanks for stopping in. Hit the like button if you guys are in here. I don't know how long we'll go for, but I figured, like I said, we would pop in. Also, I know Marcus is here. I haven't seen Dwayne yet, and he might not come in, but I will get the packages for the winners sent out this coming Monday. If I hadn't hurt my back, they'd have been in the mail already. Let's see. That's another weird thing too. Okay. Another weird thing too is I didn't do anything to hurt my back. I didn't lift something heavy. I didn't do anything like that. I got down on the ground to help somebody who had a flat tire on their golf cart, and I was checking it to make sure that I didn't see any leaks or anything like that. And I went to get back up, didn't have anything in my hand. Back up off the ground. Apparently just moved the wrong way, threw my back out. So that sucked, but it's better, and I'm back to work. So David Iverson, that's it. David Iverson, yes. Sorry, my brain's a little mushy after being in meetings all morning. David Iverson won the other project. I have them both packed up. I just have to throw the labels on them and drop them off at the post office. So Monday after work, and I'll send you guys both a notification and a picture, like a little attachment that shows your tracking numbers, so you'll know when they're on their way to you. CPM's in here too. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? Throw up your pocket check if you just came in and haven't done so yet. Let me know what you guys are carrying. I'll show you a couple of other knives too. So one of the knives that I'm going to be reviewing, that'll be next week's knife review, just came to me through the Apex group recently. This is a Rosecraft knife. This is the Little Chonk, they call it. So we got, let's see if we can get this thing to light up good here. Come on, there you go. So we got textured G10 on both sides. We got this super cool, really high drop Warncliffe straight edged utility cutter. It's a liner lock. It's got a pretty good looking pocket clip on it on this side that says Rosecraft, and that's Hawkins Rose that designed this one. And it's a cool little knife, man. This is going to be one of my next reviews. This is an Apex-less knife, but it is a very, very cool little sucker, and it's got some beef to it, man. And this is not an expensive knife. I think these things are in the $50 to $60 range, if I'm not mistaken. So look for a review on this, the Rosecraft Little Chomp. Let's see. Byron says, "I was working at the shop today, so my work carry a Cold Steel Recon 1, an off-grid all-day necker, and an ABKT stock." There you go. CPM is carrying an Igor Olyenkov Solar Inspire. Never seen one of those. I might have to go look and see what the heck that is. Hold on a second. Let me go look. I'm curious now. I'm curious. Let's see here. Igor Olenikov. See if we can get that in there. Oh, okay. Right on. This guy, is that the guy? That might be the guy. Maybe that is the guy. So it looks like he's that looks like it might be like some kind of a custom knife maker. Wow. Okay. I dig it. I can't find that specific knife, but that's cool. Inspire, huh? I don't know why that didn't come up. Should have. Here we go. Let's see if we can find it. I want to see what it looks like. Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. I got to share this one. If this is what you got in your pocket, I got to share this one for sure. Share the screen. So this is what CPM is carrying. Wow. That's a really nice looking knife, dude. Let's see. 4-inch hand rubbed satin M390 drop point blade. Can't beat a drop point, man. Classic. Everybody loves drop points. Runs on bearings, light contoured, light blue anodized titanium handle with milled grooves and solar system inlays on the presentation side. So that's what they call it, the solar. Gotcha. Handle scales have milled inner pockets for weight reduction. Bead blasted titanium hardware. Love it. And bronze anodized pivot screws. Ceramic bead blasted titanium backspacer with lanyard hole. Ceramic bead blasted titanium pocket clip tip up carry. Dude, that's a super nice knife, man. Kudos to you for having one of those. That is very, very nice. Nick, sorry for the abrupt exit. My friends are here and we're leaving for dinner. Hope everyone has a great night, remainder of the weekend. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for stopping by, brother. We're gonna get you on. I'll talk to you soon. We'll get you on the live stream on a Tuesday for some knife talk, and so people folks can get to know you before the jersey comes out. Have a great one. Rebecca is here. She says, "Hey everyone, Rebecca, throw out your pocket check if you are carrying something today." Lots of greetings to Nick. Yep, see you, Nick. Have a great dinner. And for those of you who don't know, Nick Reeves in here is the creator of the Riggy Jersey, custom knife maker who's going to produce OEM knives now, or production knives. And he's a great guy, super nice, and his knife is going to be coming out in the next probably 1 or 2 months, probably at the end of the year or early or the first part of next year. And you're definitely going to want to get your hands on a Riggy jersey if it's in your budget. So, all right. So along with knife fatigue, I'm gonna show you another knife that a review is also coming out on. I will shoot this review next week, but this is the Devo Knives Growler. I showed this off in one of my recent live streams recently. This is one of the prototypes. Whoa, whoa, almost dropped that bad boy. It is in black micarta. See if we can get that in the picture. There you go. This one comes with a satin blade, but it's going to come in 3 options when it releases sometime later in November. That's the plan. They're all going to have black micarta, but there's going to be this satin blade version. There's going to be a black washed version, and there's going to be a silver washed version. So the black wash will be all black hardware and the black washed blade, a satin blade like this one has on it, and then a silver washed blade, which is probably the one I'm going to go with. I might buy 2 of these. Don't tell anyone. So let's see what else have I got going on. Music I've been listening to over this past week. I spent time listening to both of these CDs while I was down for the count with a hurt back. We've got Pink Floyd, The Division Bell, right here. Great record, great CD. I love this one, and it's a longtime favorite of mine. And then also, while I was down for the count, laying on the floor with a heating pad and a TENS unit on my back, I listened to some Imagine Dragons, and one of the CDs I listened to was Evolve. So I like those guys too. For a newer band, their music's very eclectic. It has a lot of diversity to it. I really enjoy that a lot. So anyway, let's see what else we got going on here. Any other comment? No other pocket checks? Nobody else is carrying a knife. Come on. Come on. I know some other people got knives in there. So I got this little bugger in the mail from Mr. Schnoggins, who I think is still in here. I got this little I got this little thing here. I don't even know what this thing's called. He left it on a piece of paper and I forget what it was. But essentially, this is a little one-handed cutting tool, good for like ripping open packages and stuff. It has this little finger hole on it too, which I don't really know what that's supposed to accomplish. I guess you could hold it like this, but it doesn't seem very comfortable like that. Like putting your finger through there it doesn't really accomplish much, does it? Let's see. Nope. But it's kind of cool. It'll be part of a giveaway. I'll give it away as one of the prize packs. It's called the Mini K. Oh, this might be made by K. No, maybe by K Bar. I don't know. It says Mini K on it. You guys can see that right there. Oh, what else have I got over here? A lot of Rosecraft stuff. So Bobo was kind enough. Questions: what is the opinion on Kershaw knives? So Dawn, the U.S. made Kershaw knives, the ones that have the flag on them, those are great. Um, their Chinese made knives, it's kind of hit or miss on. I have a bunch of US made Kershaws and they're all really good. The Link and the Knockout are probably two of the best knives you could get from them. The Link is amazing. It's around 70 or 80 bucks. It comes with 20 CV steel. It's all American made and it's really good. I would not go after too many Chinese made Kershaws only because it's kind of a roll of the dice whether you get a good one or something that's good or not. I'm not steering you away from them, but if you're going to invest in Kershaws, you're better off saving up a little bit longer and picking up a US made version of one. The Leak is really nice. The Knockout's really good. The Link is good. I forget there's one just like that looks just like the Link. I can't think of what that one's called at the moment, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And again, it just depends. Like if your budget is really, you know, in that sub $50 range, then you're probably going to be buying a Chinese Kershaw. Just realize the quality control on those is not as good, and you won't get quite as good as steel generally. But they're fine. I have a bunch of Kershaws. Uh, Neil says the Who face dances. Okay, yeah, on the good record. Says I had a little Kershaw a few years ago that I liked, but I noticed you don't talk much about them. There's a reason for that. So Kershaw's, for a long time, Kershaw's tended to be a gateway knife for budget knife buyers. The problem with that is that they're affordable knives. They're kind of like 60, 70, $80 knives that go up into that range are almost all American made versions of their knives. And then they have the cheaper knives that tend to be made overseas, and they kind of keep cutting corners with blade steel and some of the other materials, so they're not quite as well thought of as they used to be. But if you're getting a US made Kershaw that has a flag on it somewhere on the scales or on the blade, then you're still getting a really good knife. If you're in, yeah, so CPM said that too. He said, if you're into that market, go for the US made versions. And they have a lot of cool ones. The Highball is great. The Link, the Knockout, the Kershaw Leak. Um, I wish I could remember what that other Kershaw is called. There's one that looks like a Link, but it's a little bit thinner and narrower. That's a really good knife as well. Any of the American made ones are going to be fine. And here's what you might not know, Dawn. So ZT, zero tolerance knives, are Kershaw's main brand. That's their higher end brand of knives. So Kai USA owns ZT and Kershaw. And the US made Kershaws are made in the same plant that the US made ZTs are made in. So if you're buying a US made Kershaw, you're pretty much getting closer to ZT quality and materials, but at a little lower price point. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And if you're buying a Chinese made Kershaw, you're getting one that's made overseas, just like every other Chinese knife. The difference is that the bang for your buck with the Chinese made Kershaws is not really as good as, say, buying a Chinese made knife, right? You're giving a little bit of money to Kershaw, but you're really still buying a Chinese knife. So a lot of people prefer to go with a budget or affordable price Chinese knife in that same price range. You get a little more knife for your money, but they're not bad. Do I own any custom pocket knives? The only truly custom knife I own is a fixed blade from Richard S. Wright. I don't have any other fully custom knives. I used to have a folding knife that was a custom knife, but I don't have that anymore. I sold it and bought a pew pew with it. So, but I still have Richard's knife because he gave that to me as a gift, and I carried it in the Marine Corps, and then he took it back and touched it up and refinished it after I got back from active duty. What's going on? Exotic scale materials. That's Blaze Burger. What's going on, my friend? Native Wild Man says, like we Civivi. Yeah, Civivi's great. We is good for being a little more high end. I think some of the Wii's, I mean, obviously I have a Wii Banter here, right? This is a $110 knife in S35 VN. It's a really awesome knife, and they make it in a bunch of different colorways, and you get really good blade steel on it and good build quality, and it's a great little knife, and it's easy to put in your pocket and conceal, and it's fairly fidgety and all of that. But you're still paying over $100 for this knife just to get the quality blade steel, the S35 blade steel. But it's a great design. The Banter and the Baby Banter are both knives that are, fifth pocket type knives that you can get all four fingers on. So no complaints about that at all. CPM says ZT is such a sad story. I hope they recover soon. It is true that they haven't really done anything new in a long time. They've got some classic knives like the 350, the 0357, the 308, the Sinkoviches, and the 0462 tie, which is basically a hinderer, right? It's ZT got licensed to make a hinderer. All of those knives are fantastic, but there's just nothing new in their lineup that's really exciting. I mean, most of their new knives seem to come out through Kershaw, so that's why I say you got to look for the US made Kershaws. But ZT's they've almost become an afterthought now with knives, right? Even though they do offer some really good quality knives. Native Wildman, I don't like Kershaw, but I have had bad luck with them. Yeah, especially if you have some of the Chinese versions of the knives, they tend to be a little hit or miss. And you know, Blaze says you probably said this already, but you're feeling better. How's massage? So I will give you an update because it's been a little bit. Yes, I am doing better today. Yesterday. I was able to get up and go to work, even though I didn't do much. Thankfully, I'm in charge of the department, so I don't necessarily have to work super hard every day physically. Today, I feel pretty good. I'm up and about, moving around. Went out and did all the grocery shopping for Mrs. Edge. She's doing well. She has one more week of rest before she goes back in for her next big chemo session. But this time has definitely hit her harder than it did the first session. But she's handling it pretty well. And if we can get her through that first 4 or 5 days after chemo, then she seems to do okay. And we've only got including the one that's coming up on the 16th. We've only got 3 sessions left. That'll take us into the holidays. So keep your fingers crossed. Keep those thoughts and prayers coming. She always watches the live, so she sees everything you guys put up about her, and she really appreciates it. And she's worked a lot of months to get everything ready, both in the gallery for Christmas and some of the stuff that's going to be in the prize packs for the holiday celebration. So again, also don't forget to send me your words of the week. If you collected those during my live streams all through this past year and you have at least 5 or more, send them all to me at eionansedge@gmail.com along with your actual YouTube handle. So I know if your email says Joe Smith, I know that it's actually whatever your YouTube handle is. You'll only be able to win the Word of the Week prize pack, which is the big super grand prize that I'm doing for Christmas, if you have Words of the Week and you send me your entries by November 30th. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. New chat going on. Let's see. Kershaw Blur is good. Oh, actually, the Kershaw Blur is they make an American that there's an American version of the Blur that comes in S30V, and that one is fantastic. If you buy the S30V Blur, don't quote me on this, but I think they're around $80. That's a fantastic knife. Matter of fact, I have one of those. It might be, I don't have it handy, but that might be one of their most famous affordable knives in their US manufacturing line. By the S30V blade steeled version of the Kershaw Blur, you get a great knife with good steel and a decent heat treat on it. And that's a very solid knife if you decide you want to step up into that. The Blur, the Knockout, the Link, like I said, those are all good choices. Urban Woodsman says ZT may just do better if they throw words into the name with the numbers or instead of numbers, maybe. I get that. So originally what they did was they had different series. You had a 3 series of knives, a 4 series of knives, etc. And then you had different sizes within that. And for a while, all of their knife releases were gun calibers, 22, 308, 357. They just kept using name, large bore caliber rifle calibers, things like that. But yeah, they've kind of lost their identity. Like they were really good at making big, durable, rugged knives. And then like when they redesigned the 308, they put this cutout in it right behind the pivot. And a lot of people went, why? Like just to make the knife different. So they don't make a bad knife. I have a bunch of them. I think I have 5 or 6 ZTs. But at the same time, they're not offering anything new in their lineup. And so and some of their popular older knives, they don't offer anymore either. So I don't really know what's going to happen with ZT. It's an interesting chat topic that we're having. I think they have a lot to offer, but I think they might feel like they're probably selling more knives and making more profit off of $60 to $100 Kershaws, US made Kershaws, than they are out of, $200-300 ZTs. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not often wrong. CPM says, are you getting a Sparrow Knife Company Strix? I'm going to say no, because 1, I don't know what it is. And 2, despite just recently getting a promotion, we're very poor this year from all the hospital bills. So, I have a couple of knives on the horizon. I want to get the Growler. Kevin's Growler is legit, and I want that knife. So as soon as it drops, that White Mountain knives, I will have at least one of them in my possession. I want to get the Riggy Jersey for sure. And I have a feeling that there might be a couple of other pre-order / drops that happen between now and say the first part of the new year, the first month or so of the new year. So I want to make sure I have a little bit of cash on hand for those kind of things. So I'm going to say no on the Sparrow Knife Company Strix. But let's go look and see what it looks like. I am curious. Now you got my curious, brother. Sparrow Knife Strix. There. Strix, I see it. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, okay. Let's go take a peeky weeky here. Okay, here, I'm going to share this, guys, so you can see what this knife looks like that CPM is talking about. Okay, so there it is. So this one right here, that's weird. Let's go. Hold on. Let me try this one more time. I messed this up slightly. I'll get better at this, I promise. Share the screen. Here we go. Knife Center's got him. So that's the knife right there. Although it says discontinued, but I think that's just because probably it's not in stock. Okay. So front flip, blade cut out. That one's got a Mokutai spacer on the back of it. Pretty cool looking knife. This sort of half bolster, half scale design is becoming pretty popular too, but that's a good looking knife. I'm not a big fan of Mokutai, so that doesn't interest me at all. But the general knife design is really cool. I like that Warncliffe blade that has this kind of uh, cutaway in it there on the top on the spine. So that's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it. I like it a lot. Doesn't say what that knife sells for though. When you go back to their page, it doesn't show you what that knife is supposed to retail for. Got any idea CPM what that's going to go for? Is that like a 249 type of knife or a $300 type of knife? What is that? Let's see what else I got. I wanted to show you guys. So I showed you the growler. I showed you the little chunk. Bobo Schnagen sent me a knife too recently. Where did that go? That's the chonky chonk. Where did the other knife? Oh, right here. So I also have the Rose Craft Pocket Monster. This was sent to me. This will be a giveaway knife. It'll be added to a giveaway from Bobo. Similar. I'm probably going to review this before I give it away. This is similar to the CJRB More Malia. This one and the More Malia are the same size knife, pretty much. This is a Schwags knife. It obviously says Schwags right on it, right there. And it's AR RPM 9, so the same steel. And you can see the design is similar, but I think she put a huge choil on the front of this thing. And I think she did that because she realized a lot of guys use this knife. So full size handle, big, huge choil. Not a ton of cutting edge there, but still, this is a knife I'm going to review, I think, and then it's going to be part of a giveaway for the holidays. Since Bobo sent it for that purposes, I will make sure that this knife ends up in one of my viewers' hands at Christmas time. So that's coming up as well. We got that. And then Scab, big shout out to Scab, Choir Boys Cutlery. Scab sent me some swag and he sent me a Rosecraft, a Judah, I think this is called. And it's one that can be dyed, which is really nice. So if you want to do it all murdered out, sort of, except for the little brushed satin on the blade here, you can do that. And this is a pretty cool little knife. Got a good profile to it. So I'm awash in Rosecrafts at the moment, but it's a very good little knife. It's pretty fidgety and got a nice little profile to it. You can definitely get all your hands on this bad boy without any trouble. So that's what we got for knives right now. I got those knives to review, and then they're going to become knives that you can win. So look in the future for an opportunity to win both of these knives. Let's see. Byron says, Eionan, be right back. Need to show some lefty EDC Kevin Love over at Knife Rights. Okay, yes, I probably will do that when we get out of the stream too. And then CPM says production version will be $300 to $400 depending on config. Yeah, a little too rich for my blood right now. Beautiful knife. I like it. If I had the extra $3 or so laying around, I would be interested in a knife like that for sure. Got to start selling something to get that Strix. Yeah, exactly. Rosecraft seems to be all over. First of all, Bobo, again, shout out to you, man. Thank you for supplying the knife. I will definitely, after I get it reviewed, I will definitely make it become a giveaway category for probably for the holidays, more than likely. Um, but they're great. I mean, they understand that part of the market. They're not putting out, $200 knives. They're going for the budget slash affordable part of the line. And if your designs are good and your materials are decent, the only thing I don't like so far about the little chonk is it's D2 steel. And I'm not a fan of D2 steel uncoated. I don't have a problem with D2 steel for the most part, but if you live in an area where metal things are prone to rust, then you don't want D2. So they kind of took a really cool design, and I'm hoping maybe later they'll come out with like a 14C version of it, or an ARRPM 9 version of the little chunk, and charge me 10 extra bucks and give me better steel. But I still like the knife, and I will review it very soon. Urban Woodsman says, now when you take that Rosecraft apart, is the blade coated around the pivots? I don't know, but when I do get ready to review it, I will check that all out, and I will make sure I try to let everybody know that. Blaze, Backy, cool. Good. I was just showing off some Rosecrafts and another knife that's going to get reviewed very soon because it's going to also be a giveaway knife coming up in the very future. This is another QSP, and what happened with these was QSP basically said to us, if you review this knife, you can have one. We'll send you one, you review it, and then you get to keep it. I still have to review this. This is the Pangolin from them. And this is a really cool little knife. This is a nice size knife. This is a lot bigger than an average QSP knife. Look at how much of my hand sticks off the back of this in hammer grip. There's a lot more back here room. So it's a pretty big knife. It's a pretty big, chunky looking knife that's got a good amount of beef to it. Look for a review on this too before the holidays, and then this will be another knife you'll have a chance to get your hands on. So QSP overall has stepped up their game a lot this year. They're committed, I think, to staying a player in the knife market. Both Pangolin, you're close, Bobo. It's Pang, but otherwise, yes, you have it spelled right. And the knife is available now. You can get this. The reason I think they want to review this is because it wasn't a big seller for them. I think a lot of people didn't realize what size it was. And if you like a little bit bigger knife and you're looking for something that's in the budget category, this definitely fits the bill. Good slicer and has plenty of, there's plenty of knife here to get your hands on. I just don't think it got any push at all when it came out. And so they wanted to see if they could generate some interest and by having a bunch of us review the knife and then letting us keep one. And that's what we're doing. So that will be another knife that you will see pretty soon as well. I don't normally do story time on Saturdays, but since there's still a few of you in here, I'll tell you a couple of interesting things. What's the next knife you're wanting to own? I don't know where you came in, Urban, on the live, but the two knives that I plan on buying over the next couple months, for sure, absolutely positively, is the Devo Growler. This is going to be $85 through White Mountain Knives, right? Kevin's Devo Growler. It's supposed to be available at White Mountain Knives in three different versions before the end of November, if everything holds true. This knife's going to be $85. If you like what I consider affordable knives that are in that 75 and up before you get to the really premium knife category, this is one you got to buy. You got to get one, guys. I'm telling you. This is one of the production prototypes. I've used this knife a good amount now. Kev was nice enough to send me one of these to look at. I want this knife. I want the Riggy jersey. And if they ever do offer another drop on the Nimble X's, that's got to go in my collection for sure. I mean, there's a few other cool knives I'm looking at that are coming out. I think the new Brass Brigade knives, the smaller little, I forget, they're not called grippers, they're like trippers or something like that, but they're the little small, kind of smaller size looking grippers that are going to be more budget minded. They're going to be around $100. That's in there too, for sure. Pangolin, yes. They make good illegal soup, apparently. I'm not sure what we're talking about then. Let's see. Eionan, Kevin's not here. How good is that knife really? The the growler? This is fantastic. I might buy two of them. Seriously. I like it enough that I might actually buy. I'm gonna buy one um like this in stonewashed. They're gonna offer stonewashed because I'm not a fan of satin blades, especially when they're big fat ones like this. And then they're gonna offer a black washed and then a satin, just like this one. And I'm definitely going to get a stone washed. I might get a black washed as well. It's just a good knife. I mean, this is the ergos on it are great. I haven't fully reviewed it yet, but it's got good ergos. It's got a good size handle. The Micarta is really nice. I understand that the Micarta is going to be a little bit more rounded off on the corners. They're going to chamfer this a little bit more so it feels a little more rounded in your hand. I don't feel like it feels bad at all. Everybody who's held one of these really likes it. But this is going to be a very popular knife for them because it's only going to sell for $85. They should sell a ton of these things. Good ergos, big, deep bellied, slicey blade, nice design, very fidgety, easy to flick open, even for somebody like me who has, you know, not the greatest dexterity because of arthritis. So, yeah, I do really like them. What's the full name for the growler? That's it. It's the Devo growler. So you can go to Devo Knives website, but also let me show you. I'm going to show you the link because I'm getting better at sharing stuff done. So let me show you the link over at White Mountain Knives for since I don't have any mods in here tonight. I have an honorary mod in here, Bama Ninja, but Devo growler. Here, I'm going to share this so everybody can see this because this is going to be coming up pretty soon. Pretty soon, we're going to do a share and we're going to go to White Mountain Knives and show you. There you go. So this is the growler, and they're showing the two that they show both look like they are satin, and they probably are because they haven't received those yet. The production samples they got were all in satin. So they have the black wash, the satin, and then the stonewashed. And so the plain stonewashed and maybe the black stonewashed are the ones I'm going to go after. $85. They're supposed to be available this month. You can go right here on the website and just hit notify me and put in your email, and I'll tell you when the knives are available. I think they're going to sell out pretty quick, probably in a few days at the most, because a lot of people want them. Neil says, I've never spent more than $60 on any knife. Well, it might be time to move into that category, Neil, though I'm going to be handing off a knife or two to you pretty soon. That'll definitely be worth more than $60. Blaze says White Mountain Knives. Blaze the Growler, yes. Does the owner have a discount for White Mountain? I do not, but there are plenty of folks who do. I think Tri-State might have one and a couple other people. Bubba says, I ordered the Buzz and the Lefty did the Growler and is doing a knife with Blue Cleek. Lefty's trying to bankrupt me. I really would have liked to have a Buzz, but it just was too much money for me right now. I just finished buying uh, a Nimble W and a couple of other knives, and I just didn't have the funds on hand for that. Missouri Outlaw Randy, what's up, Missouri Outlaw? Thanks for stopping by the live. I don't know how much longer we're going to hang out, but thanks for stopping in. Also, please hit the like button for me down there while you're here, just so I can get the likes. Byron says the Devo Knives Growler will also be sold at White Mountain Knives dealers. You can create an account and has to be notified by email and available. Correct. Yeah, initially they're going to be offered through there. I think later, once they're sold, once White Mountain sells them, there might be some available on the Devo Knives website as well. But this is where this thing I have up on the screen, this is where you're going to want to go to purchase one of those versions. And it'll be well worth the investment. This will be a good knife, a solidly built knife. If the prototype I have here is any indication, it's going to be a knife that lasts you your lifelong. And I love the fact that they did black micarta and stonewashed, even though the sample I have is satin. Like the stonewashed wears really nice and always looks good. Don says, I helped cut up venison and realized my dull kitchen knives just don't cut it. That's true. Yeah. Right? Knife sharpening. That's one of those things that everybody has to learn, even if you're using cheap kitchen knives. Blazeberger says, no, keep that record as long as you can. It's a slippery slope once you break that seal. Yeah, I agree. Being a record collector myself, Blaze. Neil and I are friends, and so he knows, like, records that are unopened are worth a lot more money. But at the same time, I like to listen to them. So satin blade shows hard use and gets scratched easy. Yes, and that's why. Here's my thing. For those of you who haven't heard me say this before, if a knife has a longer, thinner blade, or it has brushed satin on, say, the grind part of it, and the rest of it is, stonewashed or whatever, like, I don't really mind that too much. When the knife has a big blade or a really deep or thick belly and it has satin, the satin tends to show every smudge, every scratch, every scuff that from using the knife, and the knives look well worn right off the bat. Uh, the silver wash and the black wash finishes just hold up so much better over time. They don't show all that wear easy at all, and they look like a new knife for many, many years. So that's why I like my Blaze do that up. He says, yes, Tri-State 10 or Lefty 10 at White Mountains for 10% off. So $85 knife, you throw in Lefty 10, you get 10% off of that. So you're going to save what? About $8. So you're going to bring that knife down into the, mid 70s. Well worth that price all day long. They were super generous with the stout and all the goodies they threw out with it. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get all that with this. I'd imagine that you're going to get kind of like what I have here. You're probably going to get a nylon carrying case, and you're going to get the knife, and some stickers will be in there. But they're not going to go all hog wild like they did with the stout and the buzz and all that. Let's see. Urban and I agree about the buzz. I still got one though. I'm a sucker. Randy is an awesome person. Well, glad to have you in here, Randy, for sure. I would love to have gotten the buzz, love the Mohawk top flipper look in action, just compromised to getting the growler instead. Yeah, I mean, that was my thing too. I just bought a Devo Stout. Kevin managed to have one of those around for me after everything was said and done, and I bought one of those, well, brand new, and I love it. But it was a lot of money, and then I went from the Stout rate to the Nimble W. So those two knives in the $300 price range, I just finished paying for both of those. So I really can't afford to go out and buy another $300 knife. Yeah, I just don't make enough. I'm in the same boat, brother. Same boat. Yeah, sometimes you got to sell. I have many that are unopened with player extra copies. Exactly. That's the way I do it too. I usually have multiple copies of some of the albums I really love. Led Zeppelin, for instance, I've got multiples of a lot of that of my collection for Led Zeppelin, just because I have records that I put aside because they're, first pressings, and I want to make sure that those are available and in good shape someday when my kids or my grandkids go to sell my record collection. They'll get maximum dollars for them, and then I have other copies that I like that are in good enough shape to play and sound decent. Yep, thanks. Thank you for the codes, Bladesburger. That's what we do here, Don. So, you can always learn a lot, even if you jump into a small Saturday live stream like this one. Urban says Cesla just picked up another $89 from the pot for that EMP EDC relative that I'm so looking forward to. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm kind of the relative looked nice, but I really want my own Nimble X. I really do. And so I'm holding off as long as I can, hoping that they'll do another drop on the Nimble X's and I can get in on one of those and pick up another one of those knives. Byron says For your information, all that twisted assisted gambler fixie comes in black wash finish option and a similar belly blade like the Devo Growler. Very nice. I'll put that up on the screen so people can see that. Native's throwing out some props for Led Zeppelin. The mighty Zepp. Gonzo is in the house. Welcome in, brother. It's one of my mods. He says, be up. Yes, be up for sure. Hope you've been doing okay, brother. I haven't seen a ton of you around YouTube and live streams lately, but I've been away a little bit myself. Hurt my back. I've been trying to heal up. So back at it and doing okay. But yeah, good to see Gonzo in here, man. He's my brother from another mother. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him this coming year at Blade Show. I'm live, bro. All right, well, that's a good start, man. You know, I'm here if you ever need anything or you want to drop me a line, brother, and talk. Always available for that kind of stuff. So anyway, I don't have a whole lot else for you guys tonight. Talked about some music we're listening to. Showed you guys some cool knives that are coming up in reviews. Talked about both the Growler right here and the Riggy Jersey. So both of these knives are knives, guys, that you're definitely going to want to, let me close this back up, are going to want to remember. There's the two of them side by side. Obviously, one's a small, medium. The other one's more of a full-size knife, but man, they're both beautiful knives. They're just amazing. So these two knives are definitely on my list. And then showed you some knives I'm going to be reviewing over the next week or two. That'll be part of my reviews. I will be back on Tuesday. There's no reason that I won't be. Everything looks like a-okay for that. I'm feeling a lot better. The back thing was just one of those freak things. Silly. I didn't do anything dumb. It just started bugging me. Oh, Gonzo says, thank you, brother. Of course, man. You know, I always got time for you, man. You know, all you got to do is let me know, and I'm happy to get together and chat with you anytime, man. So I'm gonna probably wrap it up for today. I didn't plan on being on the whole time. I appreciate you guys stopping by, spending a little bit of time with me on a Saturday. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing live streams. Um, I will, before I let you guys go, I will tell you I have one kind of interesting story. I'm driving home on Halloween, the afternoon of Halloween. I'm coming back from work. I heading home, still light out, beautiful day. It was a gorgeous day that day. I got the wife's car and I've got the front and rear windows rolled down and letting fresh air in. It's a nice day. And I'm going south and there's plenty of traffic coming north. But as I'm going south, I see this whole flock of doves. We have a lot of doves out here in northern Tucson. And I see this whole flock of doves flying across the road, like a big swarm of them, like 20 or 30 of them. And a car coming the other way, going north. I'm going south, remember? Going the other way is going kind of fast. So the birds avoid that car. And I see them all heading like across the front hood and windshield of my car. They're heading in that direction. But one, out of the corner of my eye, one of them doesn't quite make that sharp of a turn. And I move my head to the side, and the bird goes through the car window. And I hear it kind of flutter against the back window, but it actually flies right through the car as it's moving and goes out the other side. And I see it in the passenger side rearview mirror flying away. So it literally flew right by my head through the car and went out the back passenger side window on the other side of the car. So that was pretty neat, man. Let's see what else we got going on up here before I let you guys go. Gonzo, how you doing? People asking about Gonzo. Well, that's because everybody loves Gonzo, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Yep, someone's asking about you today. I'm getting better, man. Just been a hard time lately. Well, man, my thoughts are with you, man. I know about going through rough times, obviously, and every situation is different for each one of us, man. But you're always right there, man. So if you ever need anything, you just let me know. Neil says it's time for laundry, the scourge of the single man. Yeah, can be, man. Right? Blazeberger Maddie said you're around but need to take a break. And that's true. Sometimes people in the community just need some time away. you just need to get away. It's like back in the fall there in September and October, I took some time away from doing lives and had some reviews already in the can so that I could just have a couple weeks, which is normally my vacation time with my wife anyway, to just kind of unwind a little bit, right? I love the community. The community is still going to be here when you get back in a couple weeks or when you take a break. So, Brother Gonzo needs to, focus on a few other things for, a couple weeks or a month or whatever. He'll be back and we'll all welcome him back with open arms because, when he's not around, we miss him. I like to tell you the freak injuries don't occur more often with age. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, they unfortunately you'd like to tell me that, but unfortunately they do. I, again, wasn't doing anything I was supposed to. Just wasn't lifting, wasn't doing anything wrong. Just went to get up, and something happened. So let's see. Sorry to hear that. Well, we're glad you're getting better. Prayers for Gonzo. Absolutely. Prayers for Gonzo. So again, I want to thank all of you guys for showing up. I want you to know that I appreciate it. I knew today would be a very low uh day as far as turnout because Knife Lives has been on for 24 hours. And I knew that a lot of people would have live stream burnout. So I figured we'd just get on and chat for a little bit. And I'm happy that you all came in on a Saturday afternoon. Don't miss Tuesdays. I will be back on Tuesday starting this week. And Nick Riggy, who was in here a little while ago at the beginning talking about his knives, he's coming on in November as well. He was on Grumpy's stream tape, but he's going to come on before the end of the month, and he's going to come on for a while and talk about knives and talk about his new release and how he got into knife making. That'll be probably be on a Tuesday live more than likely. So keep your eyes and ears to the ground for that. Anyone else? Car insurance just randomly hiked their price dollars for inflation. I expect that that'll be happening in a lot of things: car insurance, health insurance. I mean, we've seen groceries, gas, a lot of other stuff. Eionan's Edge. I miss story time? I don't always do story times, Urban, on Saturdays. Sometimes I'll tell a little story, like the story about the dove flying through my car. But I save most of my story times for Tuesday. So sometimes I'll tell a story in the context of a conversation, but I don't have story times on Saturdays regularly. Blaze says, this was a nice break from Knife Live. I love it, but this was nice and relaxed. You're welcome, brother. And that's kind of what I figured today. I just figured we'd just keep it loose and we just kind of go with whatever today. And then Tuesday, I'll be back at it with the regular live stream. We'll have 5 and 5s. I'll have story time at the end. You'll get all that good stuff. So no worries. Byron says, see you Tuesday, Eionan. Be up for everyone else. Yes. Take care, everyone. Thank you for stopping by for an hour or so today, even though it was a big day for live streams. I will see you all on Tuesday. Until then, stay sharp, everyone. Stay sharp. All right. We're out.